de April Fool's Day. Members: Andrés Osorio, Juan Araque, Alejandro Bayos, Joan Cárdenas y Alex Sánchez. The origin of this day. The origin of this custom is not known with certainty, but there are authors who consider that this tradition began in France in 1582, when King Charles IV decided to establish the Gregorian calendar. Until this day, the new year was celebrated for March 25 to April 1, but due to the new calendar, the celebration was moved to January 1. There were many people who took years to realize the change and others who simply maintained conservative attitude and continued to celebrate April 1, unleashing the mockery of their fellow citizens with this background. All this motivated the jokes of the neighbors who began to give gifts, send invitations to non-existent parties, and invent jokes with the aim of ridiculing them, hence the name Fool's Day or Fool's Day. A common practice was to hang a piece of paper shaped like a fish on someone's back.
By a decree of Jerusalem, the king established that the next year holidays should be moved to the 1st of January. Despite the king's approval of this decree, many regions of France, as well as the American Protestant colonies, to the long time to learn of the date change and continue to celebrate New Year's in the week of March 25 to April 1. With this, we the one that cataloged them as fools. Years later, the Americans decided to turn the story around and establish the 1st of April as April's Fools, a day in which theft continued to be given but in mischief.
In which countries is it celebrated? If a British, American, or Australian friends make a practical joke on April 1, do not consider it. For him, this day is the closest thing to the Día de los Santos Inocentes, April Fool Days. This festival celebrates the beginning of spring and has its origin in the Roman festival of Hilaria. It is also important in countries like Italy, France, India, or Brazil.
Why is it celebrated? There are several theories, but the most popular and that over the years we have taken for granted has to do with King Charles of France and the Gregorian calendar. Until 1582, the New Year's party was celebrated from March 25 to April 1. But the year the monarch decided to embrace the Gregorian calendar, which moved this holiday to January 1, as we know it today. However, there were people who for many years did not notice the change, and there were even people who refused this modification and continued to celebrate the new year with the arrival of spring. Those who did know about it over time decided to make fun of their more clueless compatriots by inviting them to fake parties and constantly loudly at them. It was also popular to hang a piece of paper in the shape of fish on the back of the victims.
If a British, American, or Australian friend makes a practical joke on April 1, do not consider it. For him, this day is the closest thing to the Día de los Santos Inocentes. This festival celebrates the beginning of spring and has its origin in the Roman festival of Hilaria. It is also important in countries like Italy, France, India, or Brazil. Typical jokes. Number 1, the classic spider. Number 2, pretend your leg has been hurt. Number 3, whipping a can of soda or beer for someone before they open it. Number 4, pretend you're electrocuting yourself and dodge the banana. Number 5, this invisible wall. On April Fool's Day, many companies also like to make jokes or special events for the audience and their consumers. Here are some examples. The Burger King company for the year 2018 announced on its Twitter an alleged chocolate Whopper, which was false. And many people were disappointed to know that this burger was all a joke. Minecraft. The Java company for April Fool's Day makes a nonsense version of the Minecraft video game, where we could find absurd and strange things. League of Legends. For April Fool's Day, the company Riot Games always brings out a series of special aspects for its champions. In the League of Legends video game, with a humorous theme that gives the champions fun appearance.
Estoy enamorado tuyo, eso es un nivel.